ask us questions, and we're going to dive in to share about these oils.
And hello, Essential Friendships, my group. My name's Adam. You should know me by now, but this is Vanessa Jean. Some of you may have had the pleasure of meeting her, others may not. She is one of our presidential diamonds. She's in our family tree. She's a bit of a grandma, but we won't call her old because that gets her upset.
Grandma's
but it doesn't matter if she's looking old because there's some flowers. Wow. There's some flower oils that will help you out, Ness.
Yes, yeah. I've got all the florals to help me. Okay, so we are super excited, both groups, about these touch oils. They're some of mine and Adam's favorite essential oils. So let's launch in.
Okay.
What are we starting with?
Let's start with the Queen. Rose essential oil.
Okay, go for it.
So obviously all these essential oils are going to be good for a couple of things. The floral oils especially. They're going to be great for the skin. So what I will do with the touches, and I will rotate them each night, is I cleanse my face and then I basically get the roller around under the eyes and 3 lines down the neck and just massage that in and then tone and moisturize over the top.
Yeah.
Rotate, because each of the oils have different slight chemistry, you're going to get different benefits. So just like we don't eat our tomatoes every day, we eat our vegetables, you want to rotate your flowers as well. Now, rose is going to be a really beautiful one, but plus I've heard lots of stories, even Emily Wright herself, you may have heard her share stories about how this is amazing for bacterial infections on the skin.
Yeah.
So it's probably the best oil we have in our range for that.
Sure.
So it's a really nice one for any issues. If you've got stuff like that on the skin, get your rose on there. I've heard some really great things about shingles as well.
Just to soothe it with its own anti-inflammatory properties. It cools the skin. It helps with pain on the skin. It helps with any skin abrasions. I think something that people tend to turn to for skin stuff is simple things like lavender and tea tree, which are great. But we also have Helichrysum and rose, whose chemistry is, it's like, Goddess made the chemistry in these essential oils specifically for our skin. So let me show you what else I do. So after, I've cleansed and toned my skin, I really love to then put the rose essential oil on my face. Then I take it down my neck, around and behind my ears, and massage my ears with it because it's very relaxing, over my décolletage and over my breasts. So ladies, this is actually men as well, because you need this there too, but this is really good breast care. So every day around your breasts, massage the rose in, and then you can layer it with some Helichrysum or the Immortelle, also known as Soluble blend, for breast care. The other thing that rose is amazing for is womb health. So ladies, placing it over your womb at the different times in your cycle when you need it, particularly during ovulation or leading up to your moon bleed and during your moon bleed. This will help you. Rose is incredible for emotional support at that time and nervous system support. So if you're feeling frazzled, if you've got PMS, if you're feeling a little irate, angry, it's a great one for that. It's another really good one for grief as well. I think we'll go to Helichrysum next, if that's okay, because I'm going to launch in because the two of these are like a dynamic duo together. Helichrysum and rose for grief are sensational. And then you can layer with a little bit of cypress with them. Maybe put some cypress and grapefruit and, aroma touch even for your whole body. During times of grief or, the pain you might be holding for that. And then I want you to take your rose and Helichrysum and layer them over your heart center and up and down your sternum, and then either side of your neck, behind your neck, just to really, really support that vagus nerve there.
The final thing I will say about rose is we obviously assume or associate rose with love. So it is a heart chakra oil, but don't just think of it as another heart chakra oil. It actually helps us with unconditional love. And how I define unconditional love is loving someone for who they are rather than who you want them to be. Think about how often we get disappointed by someone not fulfilling our expectations. And I've been talking a little bit about this on my social media this morning and in Essential Friendships, my VIP group as well. So think of this as allowing yourself to embrace people for who they choose to be rather than getting frustrated for them not meeting your expectations. This also frees up for you to then be able to open up and be yourself rather than trying to filter your behavior to please other people as well. Yeah. So it truly is an oil of unconditional love.
Beautifully said. And remember, she smells amazing. So I don't know if you just saw then I got lost in my own little world. Pulse points, ears, like just pulse point yourself. Use it as a pure fume. You'll smell and feel amazing all day.
One thing I do recommend with rose overall is if you think of Rose is the queen, frankincense is the king of immunity, and on guard is your army. And you want to use all those three in one way every day to just make sure that you're at your optimum well-being.
Yeah.
Helichrysum, I don't have one.
Where is it? Oh, it's on the desk there.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, sorry, sitting over there. Okay, so Helichrysum is a profound essential oil to work with the pain body. So you will have heard that at a physical level, copaiba works with the CB2 receptors so that it helps our brain to work with, deal with the pain. And in many cases, we can use essential oils to help block the pain, work with the pain so that we can get on with sleeping, healing, resting, because sleep heals all, right? So Helichrysum, if you can imagine, it works with the pain, physical pain, mental and emotional pain, and also actually works with bringing us back together. So her nickname is Magic Stitches. So if you, yourself, your children, family, loved ones, cut yourself, you have an open wound there, of course, clean it, right? Of course, you want to disinfect the area. And then you can use the Helichrysum, which will help the skin to come back together and also soothe it, heal the skin, and bring it back to its natural state. It will also work with the pain that's going on in that area too. So Helichrysum is powerful for that.
Little first aidy kind of things. If you cut yourself shaving, rolling that on can be really, really great as well. But another thing that I found it really helpful for, I remember one day I was running around like a mad chicken and banged my foot on a table leg. And I'm like, oh, that's going to bruise. Grabbed the Helichrysum, popped some on there quickly and kept on running around. Now that night when I actually took my socks and shoes off, where I'd actually applied the Helichrysum, the skin looked fine. But around that was black. So it's so great if you've injured yourself in that way. For bruising, it's really nice in that way.
Yeah, I really believe that Helichrysum needs to be in your first aid kit, and doTERRA are making this very available to you with such a huge sale with the touch oils, so Helichrysum Touch. Now the question is, are all of these touch blends pregnancy safe? So not Jasmine, not at this time, not for you, Elise. So until you're ready to actually have the baby, you don't really want to be using Jasmine. It's a uterine tonic. It'll help your uterus to contract so that when you're ready to have baby, the Jasmine will help with that, okay? Safe to smell, no problem. Safe to diffuse, no problem. Just not using it topically.
Let's talk about jasmine. So another floral oil. This one's really renowned, and you'll read a lot about when people are talking about, all the flower oils are different in different ways. And this is a really great one for low mood states as well. If you're feeling really depressed, if things are getting a little bit dark, I find this one really helps you to find the magic in the well. If you think about the flower, it is a flower that blossoms at night. They harvest it in Egypt early in the morning. You actually see the women have to wear the torches. They get up before the sun rises. That's when the oil is at its biggest or at its best in the flower.
It's at its optimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these flowers, they're five-pointed flowers. They look like little stars. So we have the stars above and they're mirroring the stars down below. So sometimes in the darkness, we have to be able to see the bright light. We need to see the light. And that's exactly an analogy for what jasmine can help you do. As a relaxing oil, it helps to remind us of the magic in the world. And even when we are going through dark times, it supports us to kind of keep on going.
Yeah. I mean, jasmine, like the rose and the Helichrysum, from looking at both screens for those just joining us, hello, they can be used, all three of them, really beautifully layered to work through any emotional difficulties, challenges. They can be used for nervous system support, because if you imagine your nervous system has two branches, the parasympathetic system and the sympathetic system, we want to make sure that before rest or before we work, before we create, we want to settle. We want to be in our parasympathetic system so we can be at an at-rest state and actually at our optimum rather than in a highly stressed state. So jasmine is a really good tonic for the nervous system as well.
So tomorrow's a new moon, which means there's about 2 weeks till the next full moon. And jasmine for me is the favorite of the full moon oils. It's really great to work with that relaxing kind of energy because, what happens is the full moon is encouraging us to slow down, but we still don't take days off work and chill out for the whole day. We have to do our regular stuff. Jasmine helps you align and navigate through the day in a more easy and graceful way so that you're kind of working with the lunar energy, even though you have to do very practical and logical things during that day. So the day before the full moon, the day of the full moon, and the day after the full moon, I'd really consider using your Jasmine Touch to help you align with that energy. And then when you do get some time to sit out under the full moon or to do something, this is such a magical oil. It helps you to attract spiritual soulmates into your life, spiritual people into your life, and spiritual experiences. So if you want to connect more with your spirituality, Jasmine's a really great one, especially with full moon work.
And of course, the florals work really beautiful with our sensuality and our sexuality and then the unknown parts of ourselves, any trauma in those areas. And I find Jasmine paired with the Helichrysum is really beautiful to heal any wounding in those areas as well. You know, there's a lot of people who are suffering in the world today, and that's one of the ways. It can also be a really good one to just get you sexy on, men and women. Get you sexy on, you know, feel enlivened in that area. Jasmine's a beautiful magnifier. That's another reason why Jasmine's so great at the full moon. Full moon's magnifier too. Now we have the new moon coming up. So which oil do we have in this amazing collection for new moon? Magnolia.
Yes, now Magnolia is a very old species of tree. She's been around a long time. Long before bees. She relies still today on bee twigs having to pollinate her flowers because they have been around for so long. So she's got this kind of, whereas like Rose or Jasmine has this very queenly energy, she's like the queen mother. She's like the crone. So she's very reassuring and very comforting. You know, and the interesting thing is she's really high in linalool. Now linalool we find in lavender, about 35%, and we know that lavender is nice and relaxing. Magnolia, 70% linalool. So double the linalool, so ultra relaxing. So think of it as being really nice and calming. Now, not only is it beautiful for the skin and lovely around the eyes, that's something Vanessa actually shared with me a while ago that stuck in my head, but really, really great at the end of the day when that inner critic comes in. When we're talking to ourselves and like, I didn't get it all done, I didn't do it properly, I stuffed it up, or any of those type of things. It's good to have a critical mind. We use that to analyze ourselves and to improve ourselves. But when the critic is dragging you down rather than being a cheerleader to help you improve, it's not serving you anymore. Try getting a Magnolia touch and actually drawing love hearts on your chest. And then just pop your hands on your chest, look in the mirror and go, today I was enough. And I may not have been 100% today, but I did my best and that's enough. And allow that to happen. And with the grandmotherly energy of Magnolia, and all these things that we're worrying about, where I'm going to find the money for that bill, or how am I going to fix this at the end of the week? She goes, well, I've been through 15 world wars, 19 pandemics, and 18 husbands, and what you're worrying about today, it won't matter in a year. And it's true. What you're worrying about today, you won't remember it in a year. And so it just helps to bring everything in perspective. So really lean in to Magnolia's calming attributes as much as you need to.
So at a physical level, just adding to what Adam was saying about the eyes, so as you can see, I wear glasses, and I wear glasses full time for long distance and short distance, and so can be a lot on the eyes. So I actually use Rose, Helichrysum, and Magnolia every day on my eyes. So I showed you how I use the Rose. Helichrysum I then layer over the Rose as well. At night, I use Helichrysum and Magnolia, so that the Helichrysum is going to work with just that achiness, that tiredness, and the Magnolia combines with that. So between the two, it gets rid of any puffiness, any soreness, and just helps to relax all the muscles around my eyes. I love to swipe Magnolia under my nose before sleep. I use her as a sleep anchor, and on my wrists, because I sleep on my side. So I'm breathing her in and feeling that. So over the chest, again, either side here for the vagus nerve if you need soothing, up and down the sternum to relax you, and up and down the spine. It's a really safe one for little ones as well. So a little bit on your hands, massage it on their feet, up and down the spine. Another really good one for the skin and for skincare. So with this and Rose, you know, over your skin, you can combine with your Yarrow Pom products. And then I feel like if you have these florals in your life, you have what you need ultimately for your skincare regimes. And as you layer them and you use them, you're going to find your skin is responding differently. Our skin becomes very dehydrated and challenged day by day with false air, right? Heating, cooling, all of that. So these are replenishing, feeding, and nourishing us.
And of course, as these different false airs are actually, what they do is they dry out our skin. And to keep it really simple for you, dry skin equals wrinkles. Yep. So using these will actually help to prevent that. Hydrate. Yeah, exactly. Now, probably the floral oil, the newest kit on the block in our collection in Australia, not available worldwide. So we are very blessed to have it. So make sure you do take advantage of this one. And if you haven't tried it yet, it's Osmanthus. It's a Chinese flower, little yellowy kind of orange flowers. And if you haven't smelt this one yet, to me, it reminds me of peach wine cooler. So if you know what that tastes like,
Oh
then
my gosh.
then that'll bring back a few memories. And if not, I'm just going to say it smells like peaches or apricots. It's a really happy kind of aroma. And whereas we've been talking about the moon with Jasmine and Magnolia, this one I find is connected to the sun and almost like the dawning sun. It's a really great one for a fresh start. And I love to get it first thing in the morning just to help elevate my mood and go, whatever happened yesterday, let it go. And it's really quite cheerful in that way. So really nice mood elevator. And that's why I love the unique fragrance of Osmanthus. It's a great chance to get this one right now.
So I just want to say, layering Osmanthus and Magnolia together before sleep, restfulness, taking a nap in the afternoon, whatever you need just to unwind. They're a match made in heaven, and they smell amazing as a signature perfume on your pulse points. They're absolutely beautiful.
Now, not all of the oils that are available today are floral oils. We also have our great resin, the king of the oils, frankincense, in a touch version, which is more affordable, but doesn't mean that it's not as good as getting the 15ml bottle. Why we use a coconut oil is it's a carrier oil, and it does exactly what the name says. It grabs the oil and carries it into the body. And so when you're using oils topically, that's why we're always saying, make sure you use your fractionated coconut oil. doTERRA has diluted it at the right level, at the best level, so you don't have to worry about that. So we know the many, many benefits of frankincense, and whenever you need it on the body, reaching for a touch is a lot easier, and it's going to be optimally effective because doTERRA's got the proportions right as well.
Yeah.
How are some of the ways you use frankincense touch?
So frankincense every day in my life. I layer with frankincense. So I actually layer with frankincense up and down my spine for my overall support, behind my neck and the occipital area. So I want to use it at the brainstem for my overall brain health, cognitive function, cellular health, DNA repair. Frankincense has a very wide spectrum of gifts that it offers us. I use frankincense for any skin support. So frankincense, myrrh and helichrysum over the tops of my hands. I live in Australia. Driving, skin pigmentation often happens and sunspots. And I use frankincense anywhere, just on my body and skin. I also use it for any inflammation happening in my body. I use it while I'm traveling on my hands, just as like antibacterial. I love using that on my hands and just to smell incredible. I also love frankincense along the hairline to keep me focused, my attention, keep me in touch with my intuition and on my crown. And also if I'm feeling any head tension or strain, I will always put frankincense all around the hairline and back of my neck and on the top of my head and the occipital area.
Frankincense is also associated, known as the king of the oils, as a divine masculine oil. So regardless of what gender you identify as, we all have a masculine aspect or a divine masculine aspect. Yeah. That is a side of us that is objective, that plans, uses its intellect, has structure, and brings our goals into fruition. We need our feminine side to nurture and love on that. But if you've just got love and no structure on how you're going to do it, it doesn't quite come into fruition. And so we all need to lean into that warrior aspect of that frankincense at different times.
Yeah, the yang energy to move forward. And also, I'll just add, frankincense is incredible for the respiratory system. So for any of you that feel you need more support in this area, use frankincense over your chest every day and along your sinuses. Incredible essential oil to support you with that as well, especially with winter coming up.
So a tip for if you're working out what am I going to use frankincense for, or am I going to use it, because it is one that we recommend you should use every single day.
Every day.
You want to work out, where should I put it in my home? So if you think it's going to be great for the skin or for the respiratory, then maybe pop it in the bathroom. If you want to roll it on the soles of your feet when you get into bed at night, then put it next to your bed. If you think it's one you need during the day, bag, desk, those types of things. And if you think it's going to be used for multiple ways, then this is a great time to grab it with the flash sale. Things being up to 35% off, grab a couple of these and have them where you're going to use them.
Exactly.
Instead of putting them in a pretty box somewhere where you forget about them, or you get into bed and can't be bothered going to the other end of the house, have them where you use them. Yes. You're going to use them more and you're going to get the benefits of them.
Absolutely. We encourage you to actually use these oils, right? Sometimes we can think, oh, they're precious because they cost us more. No. You need to look after yourselves. This is like ultimate self-care day by day. It's preventative rather than just waiting for something to hit you and then look for all of the reasons and all the ways that you can help yourself through that particular challenge. So frankincense up and down the spine every day is fantastic as well. I talked about nervous support. This is a great one for that as well. Yeah.
Couple of other oils that are on
Yes,
special.
blends,
Or
right?
a blend. So the first one, it's actually Emily Wright, one of our founders. She talks about it a lot actually. It's Motivate essential oil. Now this is a combination of citruses and mint oils overall. Now mints are renowned for helping us to focus and actually uplift and help clarity of the mind. And then you've got your citruses that actually help with the emotional side for feeling happier as well. So we know that motivation can wane at certain times, or we just can't be bothered. These are going to help with both the emotional aspect and the mental aspect. And I love to use it. You know, when I was in Australia, I was going to gym classes at 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. So I was getting up really early, and rolling that Motivate on was really helping to inspire me in that way.
Yeah, so it's really good for pre, post workout, during workout, but it's also really good while you are writing or creating or working. It's great for children as well, before their sport, while they've got study on. Maybe they just feel like life's too busy, too stressful for them, and they need some courage, they need some support to help them study, to get them through exams. Motivate is a really beautiful one from that. The chemistry with the synergy they've created between citruses and mints is really good for cognitive function and activation and focus, helping those neurological pathways to fire and ignite and work together, left and the right brain hemispheres. So it's a great one to have on hand. It also has some great cooling properties. So if you're in a hot climate, a bit of Motivate behind the neck and on your pulse points over your chest is a really good way to cool down. Also, if you're feeling a little anxious, stressed out, pop it on your chest and swipe under your nose so that you can just start to breathe and calm down, because the citruses and mints help to activate deeper breathing as well.
Now, the final oil we have is part of the kids collection. Now, you may be thinking, well, I don't have kids, so I don't have to worry about this one. But I actually like to refer to the kids collection as the family collection. It's a range of different oils with a whole range of different purposes that is safe for the whole family. Diluted at a level where you can safely give it to your kids. If they roll it all over their friends, or if they roll it all over themselves, it's not going to cost you a lot, nor is it going to do any harm. So Brave is in the flash sale, and what I love is there are 7 oils in the kids collection, and every single one of them has an adult equivalent. So Stronger is the equivalent to On Guard, Rescuer to Ice Blue, Tamer to Zengest, and so on. Except for Brave. Brave is a courage and a self-esteem oil, and really we don't have something that would directly match in with that in the adult line. So we all need a little bit of Brave. So this is an absolutely beautiful one for popping on the solar plexus or popping on the chest when you need to be a little bit brave. And I think we all have moments in our lives where we need a bit of courage, we need to feel a bit better about ourselves, and having that aroma permeating up from our chest or on our pulse points can be a really beautiful way to use this oil.
Yeah, another good way, just as we're wrapping up here, is to put on the feet of your children and up and down their spine if they feel like they don't want to go to school, they're scared, they're frightened of, people coming over or whatever it may be, to help them to step forward in life, placing it on the bottom of their feet and the tops of their feet, and then up and down their spine, just to give them like that soft little nudge at their back to say, hey, I got you, I'm here with you, and you can do this, and I love you. So thank you so much for joining us. It has been great. Please tag your friends in both Essential Friendships group and the Team Alchemy group. Tag your friends and your loved ones in this so that they too can learn more and more about these amazing oils. And these are on sale till Monday, right?
While stocks last, though, so don't wait till Monday, because they may sell out before that. This is a great time to stock up on these. They're cheaper than they normally would be. So if you go through a rose every 3 months, it's probably worth buying 4 of them right now. I call these toilet paper specials. When toilet paper's on special, we stock up. When oils are on special, it's best to stock up. Leave your LRP for buying your personal care, your bathroom stuff, your cleaning stuff, and your supplements, and get your oils when they're on BOGO specials, 10% off, or in flash sales. That's the smartest way to use this.
It sure is. So we hope you loved this. We hope you had, we hope you were able to connect with these in a new way, and that you can share this with other people who love essential oils. It's a really beautiful time for anyone to start with doTERRA now. They can actually start with these flash sale oils, did you know, for only $35 to start their membership, and they can start with this whole range of essential oils on sale. So speak to Adam or I about that, or the person who introduced you to these oils, and we'll help you to connect these new people to get started on their aromatic journey now. We love you guys so much. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having me here with your group, Adam. And thanks, Team Alchemy. I hope you loved having Adam here. We did our best to go between cameras. So take care. Enjoy the flash sale, my loves. See you later.
Bye.